All right, we should be live. We should be good. What's up, fellas? How are we doing? It is New Year's Eve. We got a 7-game Friday night slate. We're gonna talk through this slate. We're gonna answer questions. It's been another pretty quiet news day. With COVID protocols going crazy right now, I was surprised that we didn't get much injury news today. Only things that changed so far is that Scotty Barnes is out now for Toronto. Toronto is getting basically all their main guys back today. Van Vliet's back, OG's back, Siakam's back, Gary Trent's playing as well. But they do have no Scotty Barnes. One of the props I gave out for PrizePicks members or for Patreon members on PrizePicks was over 26.5 fantasy points for OG, and I feel really good about that now. I thought that prop was way too low on OG. I think they're gonna play OG his full minutes because his first game Siakam and Van Vliet, their first game back, they played a ton. So I think OG is gonna play a ton, and yeah, his props are obviously gone up now, but I felt really good about that one. That was a thing I gave out for Patreon members. If you're a Patreon member, you should have got that earlier today. So that's really the only news is that Scotty Barnes is out. Jimmy Butler's going to play. Kyle Lowry's going to play too. So Miami, they're still kind of shorthanded, but they are getting most of their guys back. They do have Lowry. They do have Hero. They do have Jimmy. They got Yurt7. They still have 9 or 10 available players. I was pretty high on Miami coming into the day. Now that Lowry and Jimmy are both playing, I still think there's some viable options for Miami, but they're not like a team I'm loading up on. You know, Lowry, he's almost 9K. Jimmy's 10K. Hero, I think, is my favorite at 7,200. Caleb Martin, I do still like for value. He's only 4,300. I think he plays a lot. But now that Lowry's playing, I think, you know, these Miami guys don't look as appealing. Still viable, but just not as appealing. But I think that's all the news for today. It's been a quiet news day. We'll have to wait and see if anything drops from now till lock. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good night last night. Hope you guys have a good night tonight. If you are going out tonight for New Year's Eve, just be careful, fellas. I always say this. New Year's Eve is obviously a holiday where a lot of people drink. You might be going out. Just don't drink and drive. Be smart. Try and just stay safe out there tonight. That's all I'll say. But enjoy the holidays. Obviously, I will not be live tomorrow. I won't be live Sunday either. So I will see you guys again in 2022. Kind of crazy. But if you have questions about tonight's slate, you can start throwing those in chat. We're going to try and answer everybody's questions. What's up, Noah? Let's get this slate, man. Happy New Year's. Hey, happy New Year to you, Michael. Happy New Year to you. Should I play Malik Beasley with Anthony Edwards back? And what's your thoughts on playing RJ Barrett tonight? I mean, I think with Anthony Edwards back, Malik Beasley's not as appealing. It's a tough matchup on the road against Utah. This is a spot where I think there's some blowout risk. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota comes out here and loses by a lot. But I think if this game stays close, there's a lot of upside for Anthony Edwards. He should get a ton of usage without Cat and without D'Angelo Russell. I think he's going to play full minutes. I haven't seen any report about Ant being limited or anything. So, if Ant's going to be full go, it does kind of take away from Malik Beasley enough to where I don't think Malik Beasley's a great play. But he's still viable. I mean, he should be the number 2 on offense behind Edwards. Just now that he's almost 6K with Ant back, it's just not as appealing. And then RJ Barrett, I mean, the Knicks are a team that, I could definitely see a lot of guys doing well for the Knicks tonight just because without Julius Randle, there's going to be opportunity for RJ Barrett, for Kimba, for Alec Burks, Obi Toppin, I think is a good value. It's just, man, the minutes for these Knicks guys have been all over the place. RJ Barrett played 25 last game. Kimba didn't play much at all. They rode the bench a lot. Quickly played a ton off the bench. Alec Burks played a ton off the bench. It's a tricky situation, but I would expect somebody's going to do well from the Knicks tonight without Randle. Good luck guessing who it's going to be, though. But, yeah, I think RJ Barrett is in play. I think, it wouldn't be surprising if he's the guy that puts up a good game. Who do you like for value tonight? I mean, value, I think it's pretty clear. Serge Ibaka, with Hartenstein and Zubac both out for the Clippers. I mean, Ibaka looks like a really good value. Yurt7, I think, still a solid value, even though he's up to 6K now almost. I still think he plays a lot just because they're missing so many bigs. Miami is. Obi Toppin starting in place of Randle should be a really good value. Value today is not great though. I mean, Caleb Martin should still play a lot. I think Caleb Martin for Miami is in play for value. And then we're still waiting on some SGA news. I think if SGA gets ruled out for OKC, that's going to give us some value from OKC. Aaron Wiggins, Ty Jerome, these guys would become cheap plays, but I would only be considering them if SGA's out. So we kind of need SGA news because that is going to open up value if he does sit. We saw Ty Jerome just go nuts last game. 35 minutes, 47 DK points. Aaron Wiggins played a ton as well. 38 minutes, 37 DK points. I mean, I like both those guys for value if SGA's out, but just waiting for that. Caleb Martin or Ibaka, I would take Ibaka. Favorite pay-up besides Lillard, it's got to be LeBron. I mean, LeBron and Dame are my 2 favorite pay-ups, and I think playing those 2 together makes a lot of sense. Obviously, there's some correlation there. KPJ or Marcus Morris, give me Marcus Morris. Capella and White or Gobert and Clarkson. Ooh, that's a close one. HB, I think give me Capella and White there, but that's really close. Wiggins, Shondae Brown or Nwaba. I mean, now that Jayshawn Tate's back, I have no interest in Nwaba. I would probably play Aaron Wiggins there. Just hope. Even if SGA plays, I think Aaron Wiggins is still fine. You like Jerome at shooting guard if SGA's out? I do. I would only be playing Ty Jerome if SGA's out. If he does get ruled out, yeah, I think Ty Jerome's a solid value for sure. Got a bottle of, I don't even know how to say that. Glenlivet 18 open. Happy New Year's, guys. Hey, Daniel, Happy New Year's, man. Stay safe out there tonight. You like Baby Dame tonight? I think Dame's a really good option. I think Dame's in this great matchup against the Lakers. Fast-paced game. Lakers been playing at one of the fastest paces in the league this year. They've been bad defensively. I like Dame quite a bit. I think Dame and LeBron are my 2 favorite spin-ups. Night Ibaka or Obi Toppin. Yeah, I mean, Obi Toppin and Ibaka are like two of my favorite values. But between the two, I think I'd give a slight edge to Ibaka. But I really like both. I think you probably are going to want to play both. Is LBJ going to play? Yeah, he's going to play. He's listed as questionable on DraftKings, but he's probable. I mean, he's basically questionable every game, and he plays every game. So, yeah, LeBron's going to play. No worries about that. Butler or Lillard? I would prefer Dame over Jimmy now. Especially with Lowry back, I would prefer Dame. Or I would prefer Dame over Butler. Dame or Ja? Give me a Dame. Still like OG at 29.5. I think you can still take it, Blake. But I was on it early. I was able to get it at 26.5. I would obviously feel better about getting it at 26.5. But like the projections I look at have OG projected for like low 30s, I think. I can take a look real quick. So OG is projected for 36 minutes, 32.9 fantasy points. So he's still projected over that. So I still think you can take it. But I definitely would have preferred to get it at 26.5 before they bumped it up. You like Marcus Morris? I think Marcus Morris is definitely in play. Even with Reggie Jackson back, I think Marcus Morris is going to be the go-to guy on offense like he has been lately. Without Paul George, there's just so much opportunity for Marcus Morris right now, and we've seen him take full advantage of that. Last few games, 41, 35, 40, 41 DK points. He's taken, 18, 20 shots a game. He's been one of their go-to guys on offense. They've been feeding in the ball. I think Marcus Morris, even at 6,300, is still a pretty good play. If you want to take his over on points on Prize Picks, it's like 17.5. That's another pick I like a lot if you want to take that. Do you prefer Nwaba or Tice? I would not play either one. With Jayshawn Tate back, Nwaba I have no interest in, and then Tice, he might get a DMP. Happy New Year, Noah. Let's get the year right with Cashton tonight. Hey, let's get it, man. Let's get it. Or let's end the year right. You bet, man. You bet. Hopefully we can get a win tonight, end the year on a good note, and head into 2022 in the green. How is this, Noah? Lillard, Okoro, Joe Ingles, Royce O'Neal, Yurt 7, Malik Monk, Obi Toppin, LeBron James. Or 2, I'm not sure, but I don't have much money. I mean, Okoro, like, I was on Okoro last night. I watched a lot of that game. Like, Okoro just, man, he's just such a, he never demands the ball. He's just a guy that you really never feel great rostering. I thought without, Rubio, Sexton, Garland, that maybe Okoro would, have the ball in his hands more, and that just really wasn't the case yesterday. I don't think anything's going to change today, so I'm not really on Okoro. Royce O'Neal's a guy that I literally never play, especially not on a 7-game slate, but I think the rest of that lineup is fine. Obviously, Joe Ingles is questionable, so just, make sure he plays. You still like Yurt 7? I think Yurt 7 is still a good option. I mean, no PJ Tucker, no Dedmon, no Bam. Like, he's going to play 32, 34 minutes against Houston. A really good matchup. Yeah, I think Yurt 7 is still a good play. LeBron and Pangos or Ja and Keldon Johnson? Give me Ja and Keldon Johnson. I know Pangos started last night, but, man, he's just, not a guy that I think I'd be playing. He just doesn't really have any upside. On DK, Butler is 10K. Is he a fade or is he still in play? I think now that Lowry's playing, I don't really have much interest in Jimmy at his price point. I thought if Lowry were to be out, then it would make Jimmy and Hero look really good. But now that Lowry's coming back, that just kind of throws a wrench into things and doesn't make really anyone for Miami stand out as a core option except for, I think, Caleb Martin, who's still really cheap and should play a ton. I think we're going to get big minutes from Jimmy, Lowry, Hero, Caleb Martin, and Yurt 7. All 5 of those guys, I feel very confident play 33, 34 minutes. So they're viable, but at their price points, I think the only ones that stand out as great plays are Martin and Yurt 7. Any Jalen Green love? I think Jalen Green's in play. Jalen Green, he's not been great this year, but since he's come back from this injury, he's been really good these last few games. Jalen Green's really been producing. He's been shooting the ball a lot. I really haven't played Jalen Green much this year, but these last few games since coming back, I mean, 25 minutes, 32 DK points. He got up to 38 minutes last game. 37 DK points. Matchup against Miami is not ideal, but if you're telling me we're going to get 35, 36 minutes from Jalen Green, I mean, at 4,900, yeah, he's definitely in play for me. It's just so far this year, he's been so inconsistent. We've seen so many bad games from Jalen Green, but, maybe he's turned a corner and maybe he's going to continue to play this well. I don't really know. Any love for Kevin Love? I think now that Jared Allen's back, Jared Allen's probable. He's expected to play. I don't really like Kevin Love that much at his price point. I've got LeBron, Dame, and Ja together with some value on Yahoo. Thoughts on that trio? I mean, yeah, I think if you can fit those 3 guys, T-Bone, I have no problems with that. You know, right now in my main Yahoo lineup, I have LeBron and Dame in there. I don't have Ja, but you know, I could still rebuild and tweak some things. Definitely want to be playing LeBron and Dame, though, I think. $5 super chat from Reggie Johnson. Happy New Year, Noah. Thoughts on Greg Monroe as a last player in on Yahoo? I don't think I'd be going to Greg Monroe. I don't know how many minutes he really plays. So he's played 2 games with Minnesota so far, and he's been great in both games. He's been super, super productive. But like, they have Naz Reid, they have Nathan Knight, they have a lot of, you know, they have plenty of bigs. So like, does Greg Monroe continue to play 22, 24, 25 minutes? I don't think so. Just because I think, you know, Naz Reid only played like 12 minutes last game. I don't think Naz Reid plays 12 minutes today. I think Naz Reid could potentially start and play, you know, pretty good minutes. And like right now, Greg Monroe, he's projected for, let me see. He's projected for 12 minutes, so God, it's just not a guy that I really feel great about. Like, if you told me Greg Monroe was going to play 25 minutes, I would have a lot of interest, but I don't feel confident that he plays 25 minutes. But Greg Monroe's a freaking DFS legend, man. One of my bigger nights on Yahoo, just my bigger wins, he was in my winning lineup on Yahoo. It was like 4 years ago. Had one of my biggest wins. It was like a $10,000 tournament win, and he was in that lineup back when he was on the Bucks. He used to be such a good, or he still is a really good point per minute player. Marcus Morris or RJ Barrett on Yahoo? Give me Marcus Morris. Reddish or Morris for small forward on Yahoo. Also thoughts on Hero tonight. I think I would take Marcus Morris there. Hero, I mean, now that Lowry's playing, like, I'm not as excited about Hero. I still think he's viable, but with Lowry in, that just kind of muddies things up a little bit to where I don't think like any of Bam or any of Jimmy, Lowry, Hero are like priority plays for me. Obviously they're playable, but they're not like priorities, I don't think. Wiggins, Ty Jerome, Caleb, or Monk. Give me Caleb Martin. Jalen Green, a good pick. I think, yeah, we talked about Jalen Green. I think he's definitely in play for value. Happy New Year from the Philippines, Noah. Always great content. Appreciate that, Jay. Appreciate that, my man. Happy New Year to you. Ingles or Caleb Martin? Give me Caleb Martin. Ja among the top 3 spin-ups. I mean, I would say definitely LeBron and Dame are my 2 favorites. And then for third, I mean, you could probably throw Ja in there. Maybe, you know, maybe Trae Young. But I think Ja's definitely up there. Derek White against Memphis. Yeah, I think Derek White's, you know, definitely in play. He's going to get, you know, pretty big minutes if it's a close game. Without DeJounte Murray, he should be really productive. You know, obviously that game against Detroit was a massive blowout. Last game was competitive, and we saw Derek White play like 35 minutes, had over 40 DraftKings points. I think in competitive games, without DeJounte Murray, Derek White's going to be pretty good. And I think, you know, this game against Memphis should stay close. So I definitely like Derek White. 4,200 guard on DK. If you can find $100, I would want to try and get up to Caleb Martin, who's 4,300. But at 4,200, I mean, you got Ty Jerome there if SGA's out. Like, if SGA is out, you could play Ty Jerome. You could play Aaron Wiggins, too. Like, I think I would probably just play Ty Jerome. And then if SGA plays, I would swap to Aaron Wiggins. That's probably what I would do there. Knight or Wiggins? Oh, Nathan Knight. So Nathan Knight, I only have interest in if he starts. They started Nathan Knight last game, even with Naz Reid back. Like, I don't think Nathan Knight starts again. Like, I want to say they're going to start Naz Reid. I think Naz Reid in this matchup against Gobert is probably the best guy to put out there. But yeah, if Nathan Knight starts again, I mean, he's been good when he's gotten minutes. He would definitely be in play. I just don't think he starts again. Are you off of Love if Allen plays? Yeah, I'm off Kevin Love at his price tag, and I expect Allen to play. He's probable. Lou Will a good value? I think Lou Will, yeah, if you're punting, if you really, you know, I do question like how many minutes Lou Will plays. It's his first game back from COVID protocols. He has been out for a while. Like Atlanta, I mean, they're missing so many key guys. Like, I want to say that Lou Will comes off the bench and plays at least like low to mid 20s minutes, and he's minimum salary, $3K. Again, he hasn't played in like 2 weeks, but I think if Lou Will can play like 25 minutes at $3K, he's going to project pretty well, and he's projecting pretty well looking at the projections I use. So, yeah, Lou Will as a punt value, I definitely have interest in. Like, I think they want to play Lou Will over Skylar Mays, over Shondae Brown, over Lance Stevenson. Like, Lou Will's the guy that they're going to play there. Cat Barber. Like, you know, these guys aren't going to be getting minutes over Lou Will. It's only because Lou Will's been out, that's why they've been getting minutes over him, I guess. Who should I replace Okoro and O'Neal with? I don't know if you have Caleb Martin. I know Caleb Martin's priced close to Okoro. I'd probably just play him. Or Malik Monk, one of those guys. And then Royce O'Neal, he's 3,800. I mean, you could swap to Aaron Wiggins at 3,800. Just kind of move some stuff around. I know they're different positions, but you know, with how Draftkings is, I'm sure there's guys you can move around to get them in. Utility 6,300. Let's see. I'd probably play Marcus Morris there, Coley. Any interest in Malik Monk for value? I still think Malik Monk's in play. I mean, he's going to get a lot of minutes. He's been playing a lot of minutes. You know, even though the Lakers are starting to get some guys back, I still think Malik Monk plays like low 30s minutes, and in a pretty good matchup against Portland, in what should be a fast-paced game, he's definitely in play for me. Any interest in Ty Jerome tonight? Only if SGA is out. If SGA plays, I have no interest in Ty Jerome. Best $10 utility on Yahoo. I mean, the two best $10 plays on Yahoo are Serge Ibaka and Obi Toppin, so yeah, one of those two guys if you don't have them already. Favorite small forward on Yahoo is probably Marcus Morris. Okay, we did just get word that SGA will start, so SGA is playing. So I would not be interested in Ty Jerome. I think you could still play Aaron Wiggins because Aaron Wiggins should still start and get like 30 minutes. But obviously, I would have felt better about Wiggins if SGA was out. We did get Thunder starting lineup. They're going with SGA, Dort, Wiggins, Paul Watson, and Isaiah Roby. So yeah, pretty much what I expected. Ja or Lowry? Give me Ja over Kyle Lowry. I think the only big reason Hero can be utilized this Heat bench is depleted. I mean, that's very true. Like the Heat, I mean, I think Hero's going to play a ton. I just, you know, now that Lowry's playing, now that Jimmy's playing, I thought if one of those guys was out, so if Jimmy were to be out, he was questionable, I would like Hero a lot. If Lowry were to have not cleared protocols and been out, I would have felt pretty good about Hero. But now that Jimmy and Lowry are both playing, then like, you know, it cuts the upside, or like kind of caps the ceiling a little bit for Hero. I still could see Hero having a good game tonight. It's just at 7,200, he's not a priority for me. Whereas if those guys were out, Jimmy or Lowry, then Hero would have been a priority, I think. Ty Jerome or Malik Monk? I would take Monk, you know, now that SJ's playing. Thanks for all you do, Noah. Hit that like button, everyone. Good luck, and let's round out 2021 on a high note. Damn right, T-Bone. Good luck, my man. And everyone, hit the like button, as my man T-Bone said. Telling Patreon prospects today. Let's get it. Hey, let's get it, Lil Bro. Let's get it, my man. Already posted two entries today. We did one for the early games. Sadly, Devin Booker had the worst shooting game I've ever seen. We had over 26.5 points for Devin Booker, and he finished with 22 points while shooting like 7 for 20-something. And then we had over 26.5 points for Jaylen Brown. He finished with like 24. And then our other two picks hit. We did a 4-pick power. Sadly, came up short, man, for the early games. But we're going to get a win tonight. I can feel it. And I did post my entry for tonight that I'm playing for NBA on Prize Picks. So if you're a Patreon member, go check that out. If you're not a Patreon member, what the hell are you doing? $26 guard on Yahoo. I mean, I think Hero's $26, so he might be the best play there, to be honest. I know I've been, you know, saying how much Hero's like not a priority anymore, but I still probably would play Hero there. Either Hero or Desmond Bane or KPJ. I mean, one of those three I think you'd be playing. Thoughts on Bane versus San Antonio? You've been playing really good. Yeah, I think Desmond Bane's definitely in play. I mean, he's just getting a lot of opportunity right now without Dylan Brooks. Even with Ja back, you know, Desmond Bane's still been playing big minutes, been taking a ton of shots. He's a really good shooter. He's a really efficient shooter. The Spurs play fast. So, yeah, I think Desmond Bane is, you know, for sure in play today. And I don't think he gets any ownership either. KPJ or Derek White on Yahoo? Give me Derek White. You like Pirtle on Yahoo at $22? I think he's in play. You know, at center, I think Yurt 7 looks like a really good center play on Yahoo. I think Naz Reid, if he starts, is going to be a really good value. I kind of like some of these cheaper centers, but yeah, Pirtle's viable. Jalen Green or Caleb Martin? Give me Caleb Martin over Jalen Green, but that's definitely a close one, I think. You're not on Ant? I think Ant's in play. I don't think Ant's like a priority for me. But like if this game stays close, I mean, Ant should have monster usage tonight without Cat and without D'Angelo Russell. Like he should get all the opportunity in the world. It's just I worry about blowout. I worry about the matchup against Utah. That's the only concern for me on Ant. Power forward for 4,800. I would say, oh man, I mean, yeah, I'm guessing you already have Obi Toppin. Like, there's really no power forwards. Like, all the power forwards in this price range are out right now. So you might just want to rebuild or like maybe make a swap or something. But yeah, Obi Toppin. If you don't have Obi Toppin, that would be the guy to play there. Caleb Martin or slow-mo? Give me Caleb Martin. Yeah, we talked about Lou Will earlier. You know, I think it's still minimum 3K. He should do pretty well for that salary, just because Atlanta is so thin right now. They need Lou Will off the bench, and I think Lou Will, like, they're gonna play Lou Will over Lance Stevenson, over Cat Barber, over Skylar Mays. Like, Lou Will's the guy that should be getting the minutes there over those guys. So I think Lou Will comes out right out of the gate and probably plays like 24, 25 minutes. And at 3K, yeah, he's in play. Alec Burks or Kyle Anderson? Give me Alec Burks. Thinking about joining your Patreon soon. I know you're great at football picks as well. Have you been successful at MLB picks as well? I mean, MLB is a sport that, like, I play MLB. For one thing, so MLB's, you know, it's a sport that, like, people aren't, no one gets as excited about baseball. I still like baseball, though. I like the baseball grind. It's something that keep me focused during the summer. Like, obviously during the summer, there's no basketball, there's no baseball, or no football. So, like, MLB is kind of the only thing going on at the time. You know, MLB, I will fully admit, has been the sport that I've had the least amount of success in. Between NFL, between NBA and MLB, it's the one I've least successful in. But I still enjoy MLB. I still think I can provide good MLB content. And I definitely enjoy playing MLB during the summer. But if you join Patreon soon, man, welcome. Yeah, we do give out NFL, NBA, and MLB content over on Patreon. That's all the sports I cover. Naz Reid or Kyle Anderson? If Naz Reid starts, I would play Naz Reid. Do you like Roby tonight? I mean, he's starting at center, so I guess he's viable, but, like, I mean, OKC, they still have Derek Favors. They still have Muscala, I think. We've seen, like, even in some of these games where Roby starts, like, he doesn't really play a ton. Like, last game, I think he started, and I don't even know how much he played. Like, he played 19 minutes. I think he started back-to-back games. He's played 22 and 19 minutes, so it's just, you know, man, even though he's starting, I don't feel great about Isaiah Roby, just because they have Derek Favors, they have Mike Muscala. Like, they can just play these other guys. They don't have to play Roby big minutes. And we know the Thunder, they're going to run a deep rotation. They're going to play as many guys as they can. Reddish or Barrett? Give me Cam Reddish. Reddish and Trey or Ja and Marcus Morris? Give me Ja and Marcus Morris, but that is really close, Jay. I like both sides of that. Jordan Clarkson? Yeah, I think with Mike Conley out, Jordan Clarkson is still in play for me. Now, obviously, you know, Donovan Mitchell's returning today, but I think without Mike Conley, there's more minutes available for Jordan Clarkson, and Joe Ingles is questionable too, so if Joe Ingles gets ruled out, that's going to make Clarkson look even better. You still like Yurt 7 with all these Heat guys back? Yeah, I think Yurt 7 is still, his minutes are still very secure because they're still missing a lot of bigs. No Bam, no Dwayne Dedmon, no PJ Tucker. Like, I think Yurt 7 still plays like 33, 34 minutes. So he is still a good play, and he's a good point per minute player. When he's on the court, he's going to produce. He's going to score, he's going to get rebounds, he can get defensive stats. Thoughts on Precious? I would not be playing Precious on this slate. I don't even think he's starting. I think they're starting Kim Birch at center. So yeah, I don't have any interest in Achua, especially now that the Raptors are getting like almost all their guys back. Would you go LeBron and White or over Jimmy and Ant? I think I would take LeBron and Derek White over Jimmy and Ant. Yeah. Thanks, Noah. You're awesome. Happy New Year. Hey, Happy New Year, Ryan. Appreciate you, my man. Happy New Year. Any other good play 3,500 and below except Ibaka? I mean, you got Lou Will at 3K. He's probably your best bet down there if you already have Ibaka. Because I really don't want to play Kevin Pangos. I don't want to play like Stanley Johnson. Yeah, you're probably looking at Lou Will is your best bet there. Desmond Bane or Larry Nance? Ooh, that's a close one, James. I think I would take, man. Like, Larry Nance went nuts last game. He almost had a triple-double. He's been starting at center, and him starting at center, I think, is good for his fantasy upside and his fantasy value. I think the matchup against the Lakers is really good. It's a revenge game for Larry Nance. That's a close one. I think I'd take Larry Nance over Desmond Bane, but not much conviction there. Wood or Capella? Give me Capella. Jimmy or Ja? Give me Ja. You like Mitchell with no Conley? I do. I just wish Donovan Mitchell was cheaper. Now, if you play on Yahoo, which I think you do, Nicholas, yeah, Donovan Mitchell on Yahoo looks really good. $34 for Donovan Mitchell without Conley. I think that's too cheap. He should be like $38, $39. So On Yahoo, I definitely like Donovan Mitchell. On Draftkings, at almost 10K, not as much. Thoughts on Desmond Bane? Yeah, we kind of talked about Bane earlier. You know, he's been getting a lot of opportunity, been playing big minutes. Even with Ja back, we've seen, you know, still a lot of shot attempts for Desmond Bane. He's been shooting the ball well. He should continue to get plenty of shot attempts with Dylan Brooks out. So I still think Desmond Bane's in play, yeah. More of a tournament option, but he's viable. Who is Ant? That is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards. Good luck, Noah. Happy New Year, bro. Hey, Happy New Year, Dirty Dan. Happy New Year, my man. Had to pivot with news. Thoughts on Gary Trent? Yeah, like, I'm not that high on Gary Trent. I think with Siakam, Van Vliet, OG, all back, like, Gary Trent's not a priority play for me. You know, Gary Trent's going to play a lot. He always plays a lot of minutes, but, you know, with everyone getting healthy now, with it, basically everyone back for Toronto except for Scotty Barnes, I don't think Trent really stands out at his price tag. Obi is starting. Okay, did we get that? We got that? Yeah, Obi Toppin will start in place of Julius Randle, so there you go. I was expecting that, but, you know, good for confirmation there. Looks like Rockets will start Kevin Porter, Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, David Nwaba, and Christian Wood. So I'm guessing Jae'Sean Tate is not ready to play yet. Or I'm guessing Tate's conditioning's not good enough yet to where he can play. So I'm guessing Jae'Sean Tate's going to be out then. Or he's just not going to play. That's interesting. I mean, I guess if you had interest in David Nwaba, I guess you can roll him out there. I'm not going to play David Nwaba today, but yeah, now that he's starting and Tate is not, I'm guessing that means Tate's not playing. Because we've kind of seen this before. When a player comes back from protocols, sometimes they'll sit him out a game and wait just to let them get their conditioning up, and I'm guessing that's what they're doing with Tate tonight. Best option for $11 on util. I mean, if you don't have Obi Toppin or Serge Ibaka, I would take one of those guys. I know Naz Reid's $11 on Yahoo. If Naz Reid starts, I like him a lot. I just don't know if he's going to start. What is Nathan Knight's price? I think Nathan Knight's like $12. Yeah, he's 15. Okay, yeah. Like, I would say Naz Reid would be a really good play if he starts. It's just that's a kind of risky play because we don't know if he's starting. But like Serge Ibaka, Obi Toppin, those are your two best plays there if you don't have them already. You could also take Lou Will, I guess. Obi or Little? Give me Obi Toppin over Little. Hero or Caleb Martin? I mean, play Hero if you have the salary. Those two guys are totally different price points, though. Pat Bev or Jalen Green? I would take Jalen Green. Alec Burks? I mean, I think Alec Burks is playable. Again, like we said it earlier, I think somebody's going to do well from the Knicks tonight. I don't know if it's going to be Alec Burks or Kemba or RJ Barrett, but I think without Julius Randle, there's just so much usage available that somebody's going to have to shoot, and somebody's going to probably have a good game. It's just, man, when it comes to the Knicks, they just kind of ride the hot hand. So whoever's playing well, that's who's going to get the minutes. And yeah, we saw last game, Kemba really struggled, and he played like 20 minutes. Kemba could come out here and shoot great tonight and play 38 minutes and nuke the slate. But obviously there's a lot of risks there. And we know Tibbs does not want to play Kemba. Dame, Derek White, Marcus Morris, Ibaka, Mobley, Jalen Green, Toppin, you're at 7. I think that's solid, Javier. I think that's solid. All right, guys, I'm out of here. We've been live for about 30 minutes or so, so I'm going to wrap up the stream here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I do wish you guys a happy new year. Okay, we did just get the Heat starting lineup. This is kind of important. Lowry, Hero, Caleb Martin, Jimmy Butler, you're at 7. Okay, so they're basically starting their main guys. I thought maybe they'd bring Hero off the bench, but yeah, they're going with basically those 5 starters for Miami. I think all play a ton of minutes. We kind of talked about that earlier. Just because their bench, like Miami's bench tonight, is a bunch of dudes they don't want to be playing. Like their bench guys are like Kyle Guy. Yeah, just these guys they've signed off the G League. So you can expect like huge minutes for the starters for Miami, I think. Did want to hit on that real quick. But all right, guys, I'm out of here. Best of luck tonight. Wish you guys a happy new year. If you're going out tonight and you're going to party, just be safe, fellas. Don't drink and drive. I want to see you guys here on Monday when we're back. So yeah, best of luck, and we will see you guys Monday. Have a happy new year. I'm out, fellas. Peace.